or are we waiting for Reagan?
Oh, sorry, my air conditioner is super loud.
Nope. Guys, I didn't take notes and I don't remember. Klingons. Damn.
So we have no idea where we are, and we're away from our objective. It's great.
Well, we're in Thalassa. Progress.
No. They
Yeah,
could be going to a completely different
aiming
city.
the right way, right?
I think it was just a teleportation outside the tower. I'm sure that's all it was.
I don't think so. I think they went to a completely different city.
Well, damn.
We're getting her out immediately. As soon as we land, the bag is getting open.
Oh yeah. Soon as the spell's done, whoop, pop her out.
Does the
That's two
mountain
of the
look
three.
familiar at all?
And the shrine. Does it have any iconography or other indications of who is honored by the shrine, who it venerates? Just quickly, where are we, and what can we expect of a reception when we meet others?
Does that sound familiar
Fair
at
enough, I
all?
understand.
Do we remember? Because I know when we were in Tovar Deep, they were telling us that the fortune hunters, that that we could go there if we want to work in Therathra. Do we know where the fortune hunters are in Therathra?
And as members of the Fortune Hunters, Azrael and I would know how to go about finding the.
We could just ask.
Uh,
I mean,
well,
they're a reputable
sometimes
organization.
that's dangerous. Sometimes that's dangerous.
They're a very
Yep.
reputable organization.
Okay, sometimes I'm dangerous.
But I guess we'll follow the group. I mean, I don't see any reason not to.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're saying this is the way to lodgings, and lodgings seems to be a good way to get out of the rain. Sort of feel like I'm missing an opportunity to find out about the shrine, but not particularly religious. Yeah, sure. It's only 30 feet, sure.
I want to walk with you because I actually enjoy the rain, and I'm gonna stomp on all the puddles and stuff.
Buzz your wings and make a spray.
Hey man, we don't waste rain stains like this.
Uh,
Wednesdays I will too. Yeah,
are we the wrong people to be doing this?
yeah, probably.
Briar, you and I just. Okay, it looks vaguely religious somehow.
This is pretty. I don't know.
Any coins or things of value? Or is it just food and? All right. I'll reach into my pack and pinch off a fragment of rations and toss them in with the other. Take a nibble for myself.
No, at least I don't have it written down. So, I can read Thieves' Cant. Do I see anything like any of the signs or something that would suggest, or that's kind of in Thieves' Cant? Like, is this like a thieves' hideaway den type thing? Yeah, I took a level of rogue, so I got the Thieves' Cant.
Oh,
Yep.
not an entrance. It's only one way. I don't recognize that.
So, back when Azriel was a child after her parents died before she was kidnapped, she was an urchin, so she was probably aware of different thief groups. Now this is like 200 years ago and different city, but does it have any markings of a group that she might be familiar with? Okay.
I believe the word you're looking for is symbolism.
So,
What
I'm
is it?
gonna like when I see it, I'm gonna look over to Snow and be like, "Do you recognize that?"
What'd you say it was?
Shade.
Looks like the Ebon Shades symbol.
Are they wicked? Do they murder?
Only those who deserve it.
Do they murder innocents?
Who's innocent? Define
Yeah,
innocent.
who among us?
Children, those, elderly, the poor.
Grandmothers.
Yeah, exactly.
The poor are the most wicked of anyone.
Hence, the gods have withheld their blessings upon them. All right, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, having dropped off a little morsel onto the um altar, or what have you, and feeling the blessings of the gods in return, Javid's going to hustle over and catch up with everybody else. Head in. The street is busy. Is it well traveled or vacant?
They all got murdered.
And That's what I'm looking for, right? So, you know, tracks and stuff like that, or is this a way in where um, uh, casual passersby are murdered uh, for their goods and dumped into the ravine behind? Uh, so I'm looking at the road to see what kinds of tracks there are, carts and hooved animals and footprints and so forth. Uh, Recent or older as the rain washed it off? Oh, all right. Let's get in out of the rain, get some warm stew or whatever they serve here. And
Yeah.
conviviality too.
So yeah, we'll go in. I want to be on the lookout for anything unsavory. Anyone trying to pickpocket us, anybody trying to,
The other group has already gone in, right? And they're what, billowing up to the bar and finding a table, corner, grabbing the attention of wait staff, what have you.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
going in.
yeah, we're going in. And I think our guides took a left when we took a right or something, stepping through that door. You didn't happen to see anything, or you were supposed to tap twice on the lintel to get into the right place or something like that? Because I don't see uh, our colleagues. This is not the
We
the
don't
sort of place where thieves receive a welcome.
we don't need to follow them necessarily. If
Just
we don't.
wondering that they took a left where we took a right. A warm bowl and a drink to start. I think good tavern keeper. Indeed, drenching. And take my cloak and shake it out on the landing and hang it up on an open hook. Among other sites, we come from afar, as you can tell, and are here to see what the see the local sites and take them in. How is the reception of wayfarers these days?
I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna ask, so I'm a little unfamiliar with kind of the layout of this town. Where's the fortune hunter? Where's their office? Oh, that's your daughter? That's so nice that you guys run the business together.
Less nice.
Yeah, helps, huh? Little sideline for the family business.
Do you have spiced wine, like really spiced wine? So take the spiced wine and then add some hit chili peppers in it. That's really spiced wine.
I thought you brought your own chilies. Don't you?
I do, but why wouldn't I
Yeah.
want to get it from like him too? Like, why would I
Well,
have
you
to make
always
my
like
own
the local
drink?
flavor. I understand.
Well, just give me the spiced wine. I'll add the chili peppers. Can I just stare at her really awkwardly?
You said there were kids and a gamut of types. And so look around, looking for the rougher element, like they're tradespeople and uh, the what might be not so savory sort.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey,
We're in an
Welcome, Reagan.
unsavory bar that doesn't look so unsavory.
No, it's completely savory. It's got kids and grandmothers and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
It's owned by Thieves Guild.
Oh, okay.
That's the table where the rough trade hang out. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, we're definitely not from around here.
How's the food here?
I proceed to put the hottest chili peppers I can in it out of my little spice stack. Can I try to listen as to like what they're whispering? Like kind of like walk over, but not like too close and see if I can kind of listen. Like act like I'm just gonna go introduce myself, but like, see if I can hear what they're saying. Exactly, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a long day. But I was also curious if you had a map of the city? Okay, that'd be helpful.
Um,
I'm actually gonna go get Demetari so she can copy the map.
Okay, good.
I was definitely excitedly waving at the dad. I'm assuming I can tell they look related.
Not at all.
Well. Great.
He's a what? And she's a tiefling.
I mean,
Oh,
tieflings do come from humans, but it's not an assumption you would make.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Demetari and be like, so, do you want to copy a map?
Yeah. Can I?
Good.
I'm
Why
gonna
do you
use
have
my
to ask?
boots, though.
What?
I'm gonna use the new the blue stuff in the canister.
Oh, your nice ink.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Okay. All right.
All right.
Well,
Definitely.
I asked the tavern keeper for a map, and he said he'd let us look at one.
Okay, so I'm gonna get all my materials out, looking like a complete nerd. My paper, my quill, asking Briar to hand me the little container thingy. I'm gonna pour some of that aside because I don't want to bring the heavy thing all the way over there. And I mean, I'm set.
And does it? Can I ask them to point out the fortune hunter office? Yeah, but didn't she? Do we know anything about this God's Walk at the top of the mountain? Snow, do you know why people would go on the God's Walk?
Do I have a historical knowledge of it?
Good.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
one-stop
guessing
shop
lined
superstore.
with the usual kinds of sellers of trinkets and artifacts and fake reliquaries and the usual kinds of.
So, according to this map, we would take it down to where we need to go, but we still don't know where the vault is. We know it's an Imperial vault. So it's probably on the west side. Do you think it's in the Imperial?
Probably in the bougie section.
Do you think it's in the palace or in the bank?
Likely not the palace, but more of the bank and where the offices of people of note hold forth.
Okay. So we need to get into the bank.
Probably not the eastern side where we need to.
Oh yeah, it's
Where
most
it's
definitely. But we need to figure out which building. So looking on the west side, we have the palace, we have the bank. It could also be in one of the mansions. Rich people have vaults.
Sitting down at your
Yeah.
table with you are 3 of the members of the thieves party,
sorry.
and they're just like kind of listening along as you guys are poring over this map and discussing.
Hmm. Yeah, so we'll ask them.
Right
What do you know
in.
about vaults in the city? We know there are lots of vaults. What do you know? I mean, in your professional line, you probably come across vaults all the time.
They kind of look at each other, and the half elf And she is. Hold on. I gotta check which. They are all wearing matching tan robes. Just so you. As you're looking
What
around,
color is the bartender wearing?
he is wearing a kind of a brown robe.
There seem to be color themes like
Yeah, so as
others
you look
wearing pink or-
around, you can see there'll be like a table of a few people wearing like olive robes, and then at that table there's like one or two guys in dark green. You look over, there's another table with a couple guys in navy blue. Those are most of the colors you see. I think it would be a lot of brown and tan, and then a little bit of like olives and greens.
we make the assumption that the colors are related to the particular gods that they intend to visit.
Maybe.
I think it's more of like their rank in the Thieves Guild.
This isn't a Thieves Guild place. What are you talking about?
It's a Thieves Guild.
With the grandmothers and the kids and stuff? They don't have kids in
Oh, they
Thieves
do
Guilds?
definitely have kids. I was a kid in a Thieves Guild.
Okay, but you are nothing I was gonna say.
Uh-huh.
For reference,
She's a what, David?
the four guys who are sitting that look rough and tumble with weapons underneath, they're all wearing navy blue. But the half elf in front of you, she kind of looks over and that was actually our first like real job we've had so far. I'm glad we got it done, but
That one? Wow. Well done. Got in, got out alive. Nice. Nice one. High fives all around.
yeah, we haven't really been trusted with anything so far. We're glad we got it done, but that was a little bit
Why aren't you
rough.
trusted?
We're new.
They have this. We're in the presence of novices. So let me buy you all around. This is. I'm just thrilled for you all. One, that you made it out alive and successfully. Bravo.
They kind of look at you and are like, "Thank you." I think.
This is him being nice. He did the same thing when he found me. So it's genuine.
How else would one be?
No, you're Javid. You're fine.
Because naturally, I am Javid. So thank you.
As you're kind of sitting there, Muse comes over and pulls a chair up to sit at the table with you. She kind of looks out and at your party, and there's rooms ready for you downstairs. And she kind of slides two keys out onto the table for you.
Lovely. Blessings of the house upon you.
So why'd you join?
The halfling kind of chimes in. You can see she's like maybe a little older than the rest of them. They all look pretty young, but she's maybe in her mid-30s. She's like, well, technically we didn't join, but we're like contractors. Just seemed like a better deal to not be in it, you know?
Why is that?
Better to not be in it and yet trusted by them. I understand completely. I've got a a similar standing that you know, when they start rounding them up and lining up the gallows, you want to be on the outside and yet also able to have a nod and a wink with those on the inside.
Well, there's freedom
If you know
to
what
it
I
as
mean.
well, you know. We like that.
Exactly.
We can go anywhere we want, really. We don't not beholden to any one master.
Wait, so you lose your freedom when you join?
It's a job for sure. They tell you where to go and what to do and so on and so forth. But we pick the jobs we like. That was just the first one where we got to do something a little bit more exciting, and the pay should be a lot better.
So why would anyone join?
There's a little bit of security in it. You know, if you get arrested or whatever, and they might come and break you out. But if we get arrested, well, we're nobodies, so that kind of thing.
Yeah. I understand completely.
Hmm.
I will say that you might want to give the Fortune Hunters Guild a little consideration. You know, there's the freedom to pick and choose the contracts you take, and fair amount of support. The guild looks after its own, and they don't insist that you take any particular contract.
Muse kind of looks over at you and is like, we know what kind of jobs the fortune hunters do. We're not really interested in those.
Why not?
I say the pay is, compensation is well worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. Defending a caravan of the weak and infirm from one city to the next just doesn't have the excitement that we're looking for.
So you
Oh.
want to do evil deeds, is what you're saying?
Those are the jobs they give to the newbies, the ones who don't have any ambition. You talk to the those higher up in the guild, and you get the plum assignments. It's
All right.
the caravan, convoy guard. Those are the jobs for the noobs and the suckers.
As you guys are now beginning to have kind of a conversation with them and sit down across from them, you realize that the tallest one, the woman who was wearing the armor, she and the half-elf are the spitting image of one another, except the tall woman appears to be a human, and the other one appears to be a half-elf.
So how do you guys know each other?
The two of them, the almost twins, they kind of look over and, our mother was taking us on the pilgrimage to the top of the mountain. We stopped here for the night. We met Muse, and, well, we've been friends ever since. And then the halfling kind of chimes in.
Both of you are the same mother, or each of you was with your individual and separate mothers?
We have the same mother.
Oh, okay.
The
So
halfling.
you're siblings.
No, we are half sisters.
It's kind of siblings.
Okay. The halfling chimes in, and, well, I was gonna join the Ebon Shade, but while I was down there, I met these three, and I liked them better, so here I am.
That sounds very halfling.
And I highly recommend that sort of introduction to a group. Find some people you like. Some groups come together because somebody died and somebody got recruited. Those, you know how those turn out.
Speaking of which, is Romney at the table or did he disappear?
It seems like he disappeared.
They're
He's
very
got-
unreliable too.
Yeah.
They just take off without telling you anything.
Yep. He's over there trying to find new ways to brew beer, I'm sure.
Javid, as you have been probably keeping an eye on that, you watch as one of the individuals, the rough and tumble types in the navy blue with weapons under their draping cloak, he kind of walks over. You can tell he's very drunk. And he stops right behind Muse, plants both of his hands on her shoulders, like really aggressively, and he kind of looks down. Muse and friends, and new friends. And you can feel like this, like, you all smell this wave of like, alcohol off of his breath onto your table.
Does Muse look like she's uncomfortable with this?
She looks very upset.
I'm gonna
And-
punch him in the face.
All right.
Are we surprised?
Sexual harassment is not okay. Okay? Just not okay.
Any of us
But
surprised?
I didn't see anything sexual about that. He's just being an asshole.
No. He touched her without
He's
consent.
practically massaging her shoulders right
Yeah,
now.
he touched her without consent. That's not okay.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Jesus.
Get it, girl.
You know, we could have done something
With
subtly.
advantage because he's drunk, right?
Sure. He's technically poisoned. I don't remember what poison.
I can look at maybe real fast.
He has disadvantage, but that's fine. A 21 does, and you just like stand up and you just like punch him straight in the nose. He like tumbles backwards onto the ground, like blood streaming out of it, and he's like, "Oh, you broke my nose."
Ask for consent.
Consent, please.
Make sure my short sword is loose in its scabbard.
He
If
kind of
any of his buddies like start to stand up, like to back him up, I'm just gonna level my crossbow at him and be like, "Nah, no, sit back down."
All right, go ahead and give me an intimidation check with advantage, because they do start to stand up. And in fact, the music stops, and everyone kind of looks over at you because the outsiders have started a fight.
Muse, are you okay?
I'll stand up next to Ezreal and said, a little on the strong side, but I like the take action.
So you watch Snow as the three other guys, they start to stand up, and you just like land the heavy crossbow on the table pointed towards them, and like one of them like puts his hand on the others, and they all just like slowly sit back down watching your part. The one on the ground is like dripping blood onto it. He kind of like scrabbles over and like crawls a little bit away and like picks himself up off of a chair, and he's like looks at the rest of your party and towards Muse, and I'm gonna remember that one. And then he looks
You
at
should.
Azriel, and he's like kind of tips his head back, and he's holding it, and he walks back over to the other chair. As you guys focus back on your table, as he has gone to the other side of the room, the music kind of starts to play again, and like the blood has gone out of the faces of the four of them. They're like, Muse looks over at you and is like, "Why did you do that?"
He touched you without consent. That's not okay.
Yes, but that's my punch to throw.
Well, sometimes I punch for other people because they're too scared to do it.
And
She just does it because she likes it.
Well, I
think
do
it's
like it. Yes,
fair
that's
to
true.
get
But I
that.
only punch people who deserve it, and he deserved it. Should I have waited so you could have punched him? Did you want to punch him? I mean, you could go punch him.
as Muse is just like looking at you with her eyes wide, the halfling kind of looks over at the half elf and is like, "Isn't that one of Vertigan's lieutenants?" And she's like, "Yeah." And they kind of like look over at your party and they're like, "That was, I'll be honest, one of the worst people in here you could have punched in the face."
He shouldn't have touched you.
Well, yes, but
So as maybe we could have just said, please don't touch, and then then if he does
No,
it
no, no.
again,
He touched her without asking, so I punched him without asking.
okay, but you're taking it up a step higher than
I'm
it
gonna
needs
look
to
at
be.
Azrael.
What you do with not getting consent is push back,
But he needs to
know,
remember.
we
So
don't- we
next
don't
time
take-
he remembers to get
leave-
consent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
And
look
I
at
think it
Azrael.
worked because he said he would remember.
Exactly.
Yeah,
See, that's
that's
why
what
you
I'm saying.
punch. That's why
Like,
you
he's
punch.
gonna think twice before
case closed.
he just like come. Yeah, no, I agree with what you did there, bud. I will
Yeah.
take whatever consequence we have from that.
Snow, you note that the 4 men at the table have stood up. They sling cloaks over their shoulders. They give you one last side eye, and then the 4 of them head out of a back door into the rain.
As I see him give me the side eye, I'm just gonna tap the top of my crossbow on the table. Just like,
a back door, not the front. You said.
A back door that they were kind of sitting near. And they head out into the rain.
All right. So clearly, we've now made enemies of somebody who probably has an organization. Perhaps not our most diplomatic entree into this town of Thalassa.
I mean, I'd rather not be friends with somebody who does that.
Muse is like, she's actively face palming, and then she kind of looks over and is like, "You were saying something about needing to find a vault? Vertigan's the one who knows what's in every vault. He knows all kinds of things.
Well, we can talk to Vertigan then.
You just punched his lieutenant in the nose."
Well, because his lieutenant did something he shouldn't have done and deserved to get punched.
Hey, if anything, he should be impressed and
Yeah,
thankful. We did
Exactly.
the punishment for him. He's got to be a busy man.
I hope you're right. We have not. This last one was our first mission from Vertigan. We've never done any from him before.
So,
we
so
don't know
why
him
is
very
Vertigan
Yeah.
so great?
This-
Just because he knows stuff?
He's the head of the Ebonshade here.
oh great.
That was an Ebonshade enforcer that you just punched in the nose.
Okay. Well, I
Oh,
mean, I didn't punch in Vertigan's
Um,
face, and again, he deserved it.
To be fair, if an Ebonshade lieutenant goes down that fucking easy, then
Yeah.
they're kind of a bitch killed.
The thing about organizations, though, is that they keep coming. It's not just one guy you punch in the face and he gets knocked
I
down.
didn't. I don't have anything
you know.
against the organization. I punched him because he deserved it. This had nothing to do with the Ebonshade. This was
Okay,
him being
He's
a
a member
terrible
of an
person,
organization, which
and I
the head
corrected
of
the
Ebonshade is
behavior.
going to take as a slight. So we
I-
probably
I-
need to
I
work on
can
our
explain what happened.
diplomacy from this point.
That wasn't diplomacy. That was correcting behavior. Bad behavior should be corrected.
Do you understand what the meaning of the word diplomacy is?
Well, I don't need diplomacy when someone's acting like a terrible person. You
Clearly.
correct their behavior.
Okay.
When
All right.
someone is good, like Muse over here, then we make friends.
Now,
I
Muse,
appreciate that.
by association with us, is going to have trouble with getting more jobs from Ebonshade.
We'll
doing
talk
what
to
she hoped
Vertigus.
was-
Like,
We'll see
where
how
is
it
he?
goes.
We could talk to him right now.
Well, I think it is what it is. we'll just
Yeah, let's go talk to Fergus. Is
See what
he here? Like, where is he?
Um, he's should be down in the Mirage. He's usually.
Yeah, let's go talk to him.
Oh boy. All right.
wait.
You're going to want.
Ezreal, how drunk are you?
I'm not drunk. I just like I'm a person of action.
But no. How much have you been drinking?
I
Because-
literally just sat down with a bottle of spiced wine. I was spending so much time putting like spice in it. But no, like why
Okay.
don't we just go talk to him? He knows where the
Okay,
vaults
alright.
are.
Just
And
wanna
then
make sure which are about us.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
All right.
You can literally see the bottle of spiced wine. It's like maybe that much taken. It hasn't been that
I'm gonna
much
get
time and
a-
he didn't drink it.
I'm gonna get a pinch of your
Um,
spices because this is pretty fucking bland.
But yeah, no, like if we just go to the Mirage, I mean, this makes sense, right? So Vertigus knows where the vaults are. So let's go talk to him, and see if he can give us the information. Maybe we'll do a job for him or whatever. And then, if for whatever reason, there's some misunderstanding about the lieutenant, we will just explain what happened and why his actions needed to be corrected.
Also, we need to make sure that this doesn't fall on you, Muse, once we
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah, if we go
Um,
talk to him now before the lieutenant gets to him, we can tell him the actual story and not whatever the lieutenant's going to tell him.
All right.
Need to step away. I'll be right back.
You should probably go grab your robes that we've left for you in your room if we're going to head down there.
Ropes?
Your robes, yes. You're going to want to wear those so you don't stand out quite so much.
Oh, okay. But what color are our robes?
Brown, like everyone else's who's not of the right caste.
Okay.
Wait, what? What's the right cast?
We're not rich enough.
Yes, your robes indicate your what job you perform here in the city.
Oh, what does black do?
What is black?
Yeah.
Black is sometimes worn by priests.
Oh.
Um,
Well, that's my preferred color of choice, but obviously, I don't fit into that mold.
yes, and were you to wear it, I'm sure it might, if questions came up, I don't know, if you're not an actual priest of a temple here in the city, you might cause a stir.
That's fair. I can respect that. I'll stick with the brown robes. It's like dirt. It's good. Brown's a solid color.
Yes, and it's the one that traders, farmers, freed slaves, and the like all wear.
So what does the blue mean?
The navy blue,
Yes, the one that he was wearing.
those are merchants.
Is there an adventurer color?
Adventurers wear undyed and shades of brown and tan.
What about that green color over there?
Which one, olive or dark green?
Both.
Olive is craftsmen and dark green is artisans.
That must be really crappy for your fashion industry.
It's alright. People wear things underneath that are personal and whatnot, but in general, everyone is expected to wear their robes and indicate their job.
Ooh, that must really suck when you go home after a long day and you're headed down and someone sees you that you're a craftsman and you're off work and they're like, "Hey, my watch broke. Can you fix this for me?" It's
Well, craftsmen can mean all sorts of different things.
How do children have robes? Do they have jobs?
They wear undyed and shades of brown and tan.
So we're like children.
Essentially. I mean, we're wearing it too.
I thought y'all were wearing navy blue.
No.
Oh, okay.
The
Wait,
only people
Brian,
in here who were
colorblind?
wearing navy blue were the guys that Azrael punched in the nose.
Ah, I see.
she's like a bowl with blue.
Yeah. More just wicked people, but
All right, well, let's do this. We're gonna really match, guys, between the robes and the friendship necklaces. They're gonna have a hard time telling us apart now.
I don't think so, but okay.
We will wait for you up here. Once you're ready to go, come back and we will take you to Vertigan.
And we can just throw the robes on under or over our street clothes, right?
Yeah, they look like ponchos. You can just wear them over what you've got underneath.
Are they comfy?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right. So you guys shuffle off to go put on your robes. You can see that they have given you 2 untied robes. They're just like a plain kind of tan linen, and then 4 kind of medium brown.
Oh, wow. Whole ensemble.
Enough for each of you. One of them will, of course, be unworn as
Oh, I thought that was each.
Romney. No, you've won. There's enough for one for each of you. Romney, of course, has disappeared, so
Okay.
there will be 1 spare.
But it's a small one, so
Yes. As well, they're all. It's kind of a one size fits all. They're a little bit draping if they were to be worn on Romney. As you guys head downstairs, you can see that there is a basement level that is just like this whole maze of little rooms here. There's probably 20 rooms down here. But you're able to find the one that is for you. You have 2 rooms. They've got 2 beds in each room. Some other things. It's fairly dark down here. You can hear echoing of the music from above.
yeah, I think we'll just grab the robes and then head back.
All right.
yeah.
As you head back into the tavern, everyone's still hanging out and playing music and eating and drinking. The barkeep kind of heads over towards you. Pardon me, if you wouldn't mind settling your bill before you head down below, that will be 5 gold pieces.
Do we get to keep these though?
Certainly, those are a gift.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, we can just take it out of the party fund.
And as he takes the 5 gold from you, he's, I wish you best of luck, and stay safe down there. And I mean that honestly.
Yes, what he's saying is that he doesn't expect us to return alive, so best of luck to us.
All right. As you approach the other members, they kind of head towards the back door that the vagabonds had exited through. They flip their little hoods up and head out into the rain. With you guys following them, there's a short distance across a rear kind of yard to a like rocky cliff face that heads up the mountain. Muse heads over, and then she kind of fiddles with a rock. Above it, in the center of this kind of flat, rocky space, those of you who can speak Thieves' Cant recognize the symbol for entrance. And she kind of presses on a rock, and the entrance slides open, revealing a set of steps into darkness. She produces a hand from underneath with a flicker. She summons an orb of light levitating over her head.
Do we smell anything? Like, what's it smell like in here?
It probably just smells oddly dry and like maybe lightly of mold. but that's about it. And she starts heading down.
We'll follow.
All right. She allows the rest of your party to enter through the doorway, and then she kind of uses the light to search the wall, and then she presses another rock, and the door slides shut behind you. You are now in pitch darkness, with only the light of her small orb to illuminate the way in front of you, as you begin to wind deeper down the steps into the mountain. It takes quite a while. It is almost a maze. You get to junctions, and those of you who can speak Thieves' Cant recognize small etched symbols indicating the correct way to travel through the maze. There's probably a dozen turns, hundreds of steps. It takes you over an hour to descend before you arrive at another flat wall, supposedly a dead end. However, Muse approaches it, presses another button on it, and it slides open. There is suddenly a great deal of sound from the other side. You recognize music, the sounds of clattering cups and other things, and fighting. You step out.
Again, the last.
Fighting. Combat.
Oh,
You step out of the doorway onto a large wooden catwalk. A number of steps heading down a ladder, or steps down a stairwell to a space below you. You can see this like large room. There's little like huts constructed here and there. There's a few kind of wooden barricades forming walls through it. You can see one area looks like it might be some form of a tavern. Another area behind the tavern where people see congregating, drinking their cups, a large number of folks. You count maybe over 100 down here. Behind it, there appears to be a fight engaged in combat. Just this like melee brawl going on behind the tavern. Elsewhere, there are some other buildings and people seated having conversation. On the far end of this kind of like strangely domed cavern, you spot a rather ornate-looking building built into the wall about halfway up. There's a large set of windows looking down it, and you can kind of just barely spot a number of figures walking around inside. Muse leads your party down the steps to the bottom.
How often do you have fights? Could I fight in that?
You could. You may not wish to. They fight all hours and just beat each other bloody. It's not really for coin or anything. They mostly do it for fun,
Right. So could I do it?
I suppose. I've never wished to participate. None of us have. It just seems rather overly violent to us.
It's super fun. It's for
This girl
practice.
just cold cocked a guy for you. She's in.
You know what, Azriel? What if you end up just fighting the lieutenant and not them, and y'all can just get your squabble squared away that way?
That's a great idea. We can definitely solve it in the pit.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, I mean, if he's, yes, I think that'll work. And, oh, that's all I got. Sorry, folks. Feeling extra awkward today.
But Muse is leading your party down the steps and through some of these like strange passageways through the mirage. As you're traveling, she's kind of pointing things out to you. You can tell that this is like almost its own functional little space down here. They've got their own tavern, their own inn, all kinds of stuff down here for them to live their lives. You do note...
What's the overall color tone of the robes down here?
About half of them are wearing robes, but the rest of them are very clearly like adventurers and thieves types. You know, they're wearing armor, they've got swords. The ones who are wearing robes, by and large, it's brown and undyed. You would be able maybe like a dozen guys wearing the navy blue, a few guys wearing olive, but that's it. By and large, it is undyed and shades of brown. As you're traveling down here and Muse is kind of pointing stuff out, what you guys would be able to see is that there are easily 15 or 16 other doorway exits of this space all over the place. And there is one very large one that is over kind of near the base of the fancy building that she is leading you toward. She kind of leads you that way, and then at the base of the building, there's a set of steps going up. And at the bottom are two guards. As you approach, Muse kind of talks to them for a moment, and the guards beckon for the four of them through, and then they place their hands out. Halt! Only they can go up and see Vertigan right now. He's busy.
Did we hear what she said to the guard?
All she said was, I'm here to get Vertigan the crystal. And so they were let
She made no mention of us or acknowledged that we were
no.
with them. Okay.
So they began heading up the steps without you. The guards are just kind of like, one of them's like chewing on something and just like watching you.
Can I sneak, like go around the corner? Is there somewhere where I can kind of like get out of view of the guards to turn myself invisible?
Sure.
I'm gonna do that and I'm going up the stairs.
All right, give me a stealth check.
I'd like to be distracting while this is happening. I'm asking the guards a bunch of annoying questions like, hey, how long have you guys worked here? Do you think the pay is good? They treat you well? How often? Like, how many uniforms do they provide you?
Okay, go ahead and give me a performance check.
Jesus.
I didn't see it roll up on Forge, but I saw it in D&D Beyond. It's a 2.
A 2. So you're just kind of like rambling at them, and the two of them just like look away from you, and they're not responding at all. They're totally ignoring you as you're just like talking in front of them. But Azrael vanishes. You're able to slip between the two guards and silently make your way up the steps, following just behind the other four. They approach a door, give a knock, the lock of the door slides open, the four of them enter into a rather ornate-looking room. You are able to tuck yourself in behind them and kind of slip in. There are about 6 other people here in the room already. 3 of them appear to be guards. 2 of them look like they are the guys who are up there. Neither of them are the guy you punched in the face. It looks like 2 of the other guys. They have just finished talking to an individual sitting at the table. He is looks like a kind of fairly pale-skinned moon elf. He's got like almost jet black hair with a very receding hairline, but it's like long, flowing down his back. He is wearing very, very fine navy blue robes. They're covered in like woven silver filigree in little patterns all across it. He has this kind of feet up on this large wooden very fancy looking like leather boots on the table. Underneath he's wearing like silken pants and a shirt. He looks wealthy by a very wide margin. But he's just watching the two, and then he kind of turns his head towards the other party as they enter. Welcome back, My bemused adventurers, have you brought me the focusing crystal? Muse kind of nods and, yes, we brought it for you. We were able to successfully infiltrate. We were not caught, nor were we seen. The traps were just as you described. On the way out, we were able to get out effectively. The halfling kind of heads over to the table. As you see, she pulls out a bag of holding, and then she reaches in and pulls out like the massive crystal. Just kind of thud, sets it down on the table. Vertigan kind of stands up and two fingers and beckons the two guards over. They walk over and begin like kind of looking at the crystal, fiddling with it, kind of touching it a little bit, before one of them kind of like picks it up, shoulders it, and heads off into a back room. As the door opens, you can see seated on a chair back there is the guy with the broken nose. He's still got like caked blood down his face as another guy is kind of like cleaning it off of him and just like giving him medical care. Vertigan, excellent work. I'm glad you were able to achieve something I knew you could achieve. And I'm glad I did not have to send anyone else in there to clean up any mistakes. And he kind of looks at the two guys who are like looking up at him. But he kind of turns, reaches under his cloak, tosses a bag of coins out on the table. The halfling grabs it, kind of opens it up a little bit and starts. Vertigan heads over to the large like glass window and he looks down and you can tell he's looking at the rest of your party. Looking at them and who are they? Muse kind of they are adventurers who got lost. They wanted to talk to you. They something about a vault. I'm not really sure. They want something from it. I think it's one of the Imperial vaults. And Vertigan kind of nods a little bit. I understand they are a little bit, they don't understand the city. And Muse is like, yes, this is their first day. They just got here. I don't think they've been here before. Vertigan's like, might be useful. Send them up. And Muse and the rest of the party are kind of give him a bow, and he turns back towards them. And, I may have work for you again soon. Enjoy your time at the rest. Spend your coin wisely, and I will reach out to you. Best of luck. And then they head back out.
I'm gonna follow them so that way I can not, get off the invisibility and then come back out with the rest of the party.
All right, they come down the steps, and you kind of come down with them and slip past, walk around the corner again, drop the invisibility, and like come back out like, hey guys. The rest of you watched as.
Did you find the water closet like you were looking for?
I did, yes.
Oh, good.
Muse gives Azrael kind of like a squinting, judgmental look. And Vertigan has requested your presence. And the four of them kind of step down off the stairs, and then they let you head up. The two guards, as you're walking past, kind of look at all of you. They let you keep your weapons, but they give you kind of like smirks almost.
I'm gonna say it was nice talking to you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
You tell from those smirks whether they are bemused at our being allowed weapons, thinking that our weapons will little avail us when we get to see Vertigan,
Make an insight
because
check.
he has.
All right. You're pretty sure that their smirks are more likely just kind of like, we let you keep the weapons because it wouldn't be enough type deal. Like, there's nothing that you could do that we couldn't be ready for.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of expecting that as might be the reason for the smirks.
And
Yep.
while we're about to go talk to Vert again, I think this is where we're going to take a little 10-minute.
Alright.
Okay.
Little breaky break.
Yes, I'm here.
So, your party of 5, scales the steps towards Vertigan's office. As you enter, it is just Vertigan in here, seated behind the table. He seems to be fiddling with some papers on it. He scribes something, pours a little bit of hot wax out, stamps it, folds it up, slips it into one of the drawers in his desk.
Is it too far? Can we see what he's writing?
You can make a perception check. You can try. It's hard to tell what he was writing, but it looked like it was just kind of some kind of simple letter. To whom? Unclear. I'll say you were able to tell that the wax stamp that he used, it was kind of strange looking. It didn't look like I guess I'll say it looked like you actually might have recognized it. Because you've been to Tidesgate a lot, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm from originally.
You would have recognized it as the symbol of the Cadian Trading Consortium, which is just a merchant guild that operates in this between Tidesgate and Thalassa. But he puts away the letter and looks up at your party and... What may I do for you, my new friends?
Lord Vertigan,
Not a
we... Well, how shall we address you then?
lord. Vertigan is fine.
Vertigan is fine. We stand before you as you can tell, travelers from another land. We hail originally from Toravir Deep, and are on a mission here to locate in what we believe is one of what I suppose are one of many vaults in your city, a portal to a realm where we hope to locate a friend of ours and rescue him from attack he is under. You have no reason to know us or trust us or favor us at all, but we ask that if we may, whatever you ask of us, if it is within our power to provide, whether a price of gold or coin or action that we can we hope to meet it, and in exchange have you point us in the direction of being able to assist our friend.
He kind of stands up. I am more than willing to make new friends, and I can set my lieutenants about learning the location of such an item for you. I will need some work in return. Jobs are more valuable to me than money. But before I can do such a thing, I will need to know much more about such an item. There are hundreds of vaults within our city, over 30 of them being Grand Imperial vaults. In order to locate the precise item of which you seek, I will need to know much more about it. The city's Imperial masters one thing I will certainly give them credit for is their intricate storing methods for valuable items. So if you could tell me what it is exactly, then I will be very capable of finding it. It is, let me say, somewhat of a specialty of mine.
Does he look like he's got ulterior motives?
Give me an insight check.
Of course, yes. Everybody's got ulterior motives. Maybe wants what advantages him, at the least disadvantage to him.
Okay. I mean, this guy is the walking definition of ulterior motives. He definitely, like, he wants something out of you. Whether it's that he's going to ask you to do something incredibly illegal before he tells you where to go steal this item remains to be seen.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna talk to him. Listen here, bud. If we're gonna be straight with each other, obviously this is very near and dear to us. We don't know you that well. I want to trust you. I really do. But I'm gonna kind of need to know some information before I just spout out all the details about one of our good friends. So what sort of jobs are we talking? To what extent? We need to know what we're getting ourselves into. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Very well. I will open up to you about which job I wish for you to complete, and then you will tell me all about this item and your friend who is in danger. There recently has been a shipment into the city from Tidesgate. The Emperor is newly crowned, of course. His motives are as yet unknown to me, but he has had a strange shipment from the city of Tidesgate, and I wish to know what it is, so that I may maneuver my employees into more advantageous positions. The Imperial docks are well defended. I wish not to send my troops in so soon after recently completed business negotiations. A third party, one that appears to be quite capable, is perfect for this. I would ask that you travel to the Imperial docks and tell me what is within this shipment. If
How
you
would
could
we
bring
recognize the shipment?
that as well
Recent
is part of
delivery from
your...
Tidesgate.
Indeed, a recent delivery from Tidesgate. You may wish to visit the Imperial shipping offices in search of a manifest, so that you may more easily figure out which crates are which. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to search every crate within the Imperial docks and tell me what is in all of them.
Being from Tidesgate, do I know anything about kind of symbols or things in which shipments would be kind of notarized?
Give me a history check.
I have a couple questions. Did you say what race this dude was?
He's a moon. He's a high elf, basically.
Oh, okay. Oh, what does his office look like?
It's fancy. It's very fancy. There's the door that you guys came in from the stairs. There's a back door. There's a huge bay window behind him that looks out over the rest of the Mirage. And there's all kinds of cupboards and filing cabinets and chests around the room. There's a few like fancy looking tapestries, some candles illuminating the space. He looks very wealthy.
And you said he's wearing silks under his robe and very comfortable, probably
Not only is he
high-end
wearing,
bespoke
not
boots.
only is he wearing silks, but his robe is made of silk. The ones you guys are wearing are linen and wool, and his is silk.
Oh, super fancy. I'm gonna walk. Oh wait. I guess I should wait until after your history check thing.
Oh, I rolled it. It was only 13. Not very good.
You know maybe a little bit about the city. I mean, you recognize like um, shipment symbols. Like you could tell if you saw a box that was written in a language that you speak, more than likely common, you could tell, oh, this box came from Tidesgate. But you more specifically would know that Tidesgate is the shipping port. Between Tidegate and Thalassa, it is where things get shipped. Everything goes through here. There's tens of thousands of vessels every month that go between the two cities. This is like on this continent, this is the largest shipping lane.
So we need to. So there's probably lots of shipments from Tidesgate. We need to find this specific one to the Emperor.
Pretty much, and probably not only to the Emperor, but there's probably a very specific shipment that is of importance. So you would have to probably sift through hundreds of boxes before you could find the correct one.
Unless we got in good with the port master and we're simply able to say, oh, what's that shipment from the Emperor? Need to go check that out and make sure that it's been taxed correctly and that sort of thing.
I don't know, Javid. If you, I mean, you're charming, but not that kind of charming.
Plus, I can look like a tax guy, you know. I want to talk to them about the impounds and
Right, but
so
you're not very so. So I know you can look like them, but
mm,
you're not very good at pretending to be other things.
no, I completely suck at that sort of thing. But if I look like it and make some sounds like I know what I'm talking about, you know, it could happen.
I mean, we could try it.
I'm,
I just maybe we should
I'm
have some
willing
backup
to
plans.
consider any other plans in case anybody wants to do something other than go in and search through hundreds of boxes.
Well, we could break into the office and then find the ledger that says where the box is.
Could we not just ask?
We could ask to. I just don't think don't know if that's gonna work.
We'll see. Well, while y'all are discussing that, I'm gonna walk up to the moon elf, and I'm like pulling something out of my backpack, and I'm gonna look at him and say, "Listen, it seems like you're in a job field where you can't trust anyone but yourself, and I'm sure there have been plenty of people who have burned you. There sure have been those that have burned us, and I can tell that you appreciate nice things. I don't have anything that fancy, but I mean that there's this cute little pillow, and I'm pulling out the embroidered one that I had taken from that house. It's like the wheat one. I'm like, will you? I know it's not much, but we're trusting you, and I'm telling you that you can trust us, and if this is some sort of peace offering or just a gift of like, you know, a healthy business friendship, that's what I would like to do, because I will be really hurt if something bad happens to me and my friends.
Go ahead, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
How did I get the same roll? Something's broken with my computer. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
mulligan.
that was definitely a broken roll. I'd put those dice in dice jail.
If you're rolling them on D&D Beyond, I did actually learn recently that D&D Beyond has some really weird features as far as how their dice rolling work. They actually use a physics engine for their dice rolling. But anyway, Vertigan kind of takes your fancy little embroidered pillow, and thank you. And he just kind of like sets it down on the windowsill behind him.
Looks nice. And then
Does.
while I'm up there with him, I would like to mind link, and because I want to have this as a private conversation, I'm gonna ask him like what his opinion is on the Order of Boundless Nightmares.
Oh.
That's not a good noise. Oh.
Oh, yeah, I'm slightly pained. Oh God.
He does not respond. He kind of squints at you. He just kind of. And then he heads back over to his seat and sits down, and then he gestures for you to join the rest of your party.
Did he literally shoo me?
He did.
Damn. Sorry to offend.
Ouch. Heartfelt gift and all. Oof.
I know.
You can tell, probably by the way that he like read, was he's a little confused, and it definitely like he's normally a guy who's always in charge of a conversation, and you just asked him some random ass question that put him on his back foot, and he did not like that.
Maybe another time. I should have just stopped after I gave him the pillow. I pushed it too far.
Now, I have told you what I wish for you to do. Now you must tell me what you wish for me to do. And if you successfully complete what I have asked, I will complete anything that I must to complete that which you have asked.
I think we've given the broad outlines of what we're looking for. We need the vault, and we need into the vault.
Well, he needs to know what the portal looks like.
Certainly,
I
a
think if we
portal.
get into the vault, we'll find the portal.
Right, but
Right.
he
The-
needs to know what the portal looks like to know which vault it's in.
Or does he?
I mean, he's saying he does.
There are
Right.
hundreds of vaults within this. Some of them owned by banks, others third parties. I myself have my own several vaults that contain items of certain powers. For you to seek something so specific and so important to you, I must know what it is. You are welcome to leave off some of the important information, but my understanding that I can tell from you is that you appear to be on some kind of a time limit. So, telling me everything I need to know would accelerate my ability to
safety
locate
of our
it.
friend is. Our friend, I think, is under attack, and so the time is definitely of the essence. We want to get to him before he falls to his foes. The last we knew, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone, that the portal took the form of a knapsack.
Indeed. And where was this portal to?
The portal is to which I think is an interdimensional plane. I don't know its whereabouts or descriptions apart from that it consists of a vast library outside of which is a horrific desert that is most perilous. I said, "Have I spoken true?" And too much or not enough?
I cannot say. If the information you've given me is true, then I'm certainly going to try my hardest to locate such a portal.
Asking mainly my companions to either vouch for what I say or correct me if I've spoken false or
So
insufficiently.
I mean, should we tell him the name of our friend?
Absolutely not. He has
Well, that
enough
shouldn't be
information.
important to finding the thing.
Or the name of the space? Do we have
No,
a
the
name for it?
friend that we're trying to save.
Well, I mean, yeah. And Snow, you're saying not the name of the friend, but the name of, is it the
He knows enough. We've given him enough.
you think it's enough?
Yeah.
Vertigan is sufficient. Is that uh, enough for you to be able to find it? We've really only been there once, twice maybe, so I really can't describe it further. Um,
Further
I should
information
think
could
into
only a lack of
into
information could
the
only
notion
hurt
of
you.
time.
My ability to find it, such an item and locate it is entirely dependent on what you give me. But what you have given me so far, I will try my best to locate it.
Let's try that. And in speaking to the rest of the party, do we want to perhaps mention the threat, the peril that our friend faces, that might be a hook upon which the locating the portal catches?
Oh, I mean, really, the suppose we know is that someone's trying to get in.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
there are
we're
Australian
not
soldiers
100%
with
sure,
it.
but didn't we think that Soul Forger had his men ready to go into the vault?
We just know
I
someone's
mean,
trying to get in.
that's.
He didn't tell us who it was.
Well, I thought it was
I
just
mean,
his
the
people.
implication was certainly that it was Soul Forger and under the was it the legate, the tribune, the tribune's people who are uh, trying to get in
Well, I mean, there was Soul
under
Forger
their
was telling
direction.
the tribute that he had people that were ready to break into the vault.
That's right.
Vertigan is just kind of
So
listening to this conversation.
that's
Um,
some
how do you
additional
feel about
information that we
Astrinium?
definitely have. Yeah, what's your stance on the? You are aware of the aggression of Astrinium against Toravir Deep and other lands?
Indeed, word does sometimes make its way this far away. I have heard that it has had negative consequences for some business dealings on that side of the world.
So have you seen anyone from Astrinian around the city?
Not personally. Nor have I heard such things. But I appreciate you giving me a warning. Warnings are always appreciated.
Yeah. That's definitely a factor in locating this vault, is that other people are also looking for it. Uh, Agents of Astrinium, and under the direction of someone we know as Aureus Soulforger.
Interesting. That, then, I will use to accelerate our plans. I would not wish for a third party to come between me and completing a deal.
Do we
Something
know
else
anything? Yeah, go
is
ahead.
our friend. I don't know if this helps in finding him, but he will be the most best dressed person aside from you that you'll find.
Good to know.
If you were to meet him in person, yes, he is quite the gentleman.
My men will keep an eye out. Thank you very much. You may go now. Should you require any further information, you may speak to my Lieutenant Hackett. He may be found down at the tavern.
Is that the one that doesn't understand what consent is?
He gives you a smirk.
I think we should
So
talk
we're
about
looking for the guy
that.
with the big bruised nose, is it?
So, look. So don't blame Muse, right? Muse was a victim, and I was trying to protect her. And really, I think that your guys should learn about consent. I was just correcting behavior. It's nothing against you. I know you would never do that.
Certainly not. Best of luck. I have much other impressing work to deal with, but I will deploy my eyes and ears to the city to locate your vault.
All right. And we, in our turn, will look for direction on anything further you have to offer as far as locating or identifying the contents of the shipment from Tidesgate. Obviously, it will make our job easier if you learn something about it and pass that along to us.
Indeed. Mr. Hackett is the one who will contain all such information for you. Once you have completed your task, you may return here and speak to me.
To you directly, of course.
Indeed.
We will indeed.
And again, I strongly encourage you to return with items from the shipment so that I may see whatever it is for myself.
Oh, you need the contents themselves, not simply
If
where
they
and
can
what.
be moved. If
Ooh,
they cannot, then do not worry about it.
If you would like that, is it okay if I have a bag of holding?
I'm not sure I understand your meaning.
You want us to grab the items, right? We need to put it in a bag of holding. Do you see?
We're requesting a bag of holding.
Yeah.
You guys already have
Oh
one.
no, we've
He
got a
doesn't
bag
know
of
that.
holding. But the question might be that if we were to have a bag of holding and we were to put the thing inside it, would it cause an interdimensional rift that sucks everything within a 10-foot radius into the plane of the abyss? Is that a concern?
And that's
If-
some disastrous thinking there.
If I knew that, then I would not need you to go and learn it from me.
Got a point.
Yeah, no, I was just seeing if you maybe had a spare bag.
We
You'd
do
never
not. Best of luck to you.
All right.
Damn, almost had him.
So close.
Well done. All right, so we take our leave, and I presume are escorted out to the street.
Yeah, they.
I want to fight in the fighting pit.
Well, they escort you out into
What?
the mirage. It doesn't make you leave the mountain.
Yeah, I want to fight in the fighting pit.
Oh no, I mean outside of Vertigan's offices, we're not gonna fight inside Vertigan's office.
No. I want to fight in the pit before we leave and go back to the tavern.
Oh, no, we're on the street. It's a ways off back to the tavern. You've got plenty of time to bash somebody.
Okay,
I'll
yay.
be right back.
I'm gonna go find the person that I need to talk to you to enter into the thing.
Hurry up. Kick his ass. We got shit to do. We are on a timeline.
Oh, actually, before we leave,
Yeah.
could I have asked Vertigo if I could fight the Lieutenant Hackett, if that is so the guy that I happened to punch in the ring. I think it just might make, he obviously has an animosity. We can just kind of resolve any issues he might still have.
I would prefer if you did not harm my lieutenants any further than you already have so far. He is more valuable with his appendages intact.
So he won't fight me?
Can I tell you guys, out of game, this was something my father valued. That he I guess when he was in the service or something. It was like, yeah, beat somebody to a pulp, and then your best friends, drinking buddies from that point on.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you
That's
think
how it
Liam and I
works.
became friends?
I mean, do you want to fight me, Snow? We could totally fight. That might be actually a way. You've been really kind of like on my case lately.
You are all welcome to participate in the fight pit in any which way you see fit, but please do not destroy Mr. Hackett for me.
I'm
No,
just
no,
saying,
no.
like,
And
it might
Paul
resolve
Hackett.
whatever issues he has, you know? All right, I'll go once we're out. I'll go find the guy to enter into the pit match.
All right. So, you are led out of the establishment. Upon your exit, Muse and her compatriots are gone. But you are able very easily to find your way over to the tavern within the Mirage and the fight pit to its rear. When you arrive, it appears there is some bare-knuckle boxing going on in the back. Some money is changing hands. People are engaged in heavy wagers.
How do I get in the pit?
You need only enter. There's not really any formal thing.
So I just wait till they're done fighting each other and I just hop in?
You don't even have to wait till they're done. If you just get in the circle and start fighting, then no one's going to stop you.
Yeah. It feels like it might be... Okay, I'm just going to hop in and see if anyone wants to challenge me.
I'm just picturing you just like leaping past like a crowd of people surrounding it, and you just like drop kick the first dude in the fight pit.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a fight pit.
All right.
There are sometimes protocols, you know.
I asked.
You
He said get in the
on
pit, so I got in the pit.
waiting list, or you got to put up earnest money for it, or
I
you know, there's-
asked. He said just hop in the pit.
He said go
you
for it.
didn't say hop in the pit and then drop kick somebody in the nards.
No, he
Didn't
said
say
you can
not
just
to.
hop in the pit, and it wasn't the nards, it's probably the head. And you could just jump in the pit. No one's gonna stop you from fighting. So I just went in and started fighting.
All right, go ahead and give me sure.
Yeep.
There's something odd with the dice because that's crazy.
Ah,
You might want to refresh your page.
oh
or
my
something.
God, you are beating the shit out of whoever it is you're.
Yeah. Asriel jumps
So-
into the pit, drop kicks the first guy, sweeps the leg on another, punches another dude in the throat, so he's like grabbing it and he stumbles out of the pit. And then the fourth guy, like as he's trying to run away, she just like kicks him in the back of the knee and like punches him in the head. Now there's just like 4 dudes who are barely conscious getting dragged out of the center of the pit. And everyone's like, yeah!
Do they seem to have a local champion, the guy that everybody looks to, like, all right, this guy's going to clean up?
Not that you can currently see.
That's me now.
Okay, so probably a little later on tonight, their local champion's going to show up and expect to get all of his nighttime beer money out of you.
I mean, I'm here. If someone wants to fight, yeah. If no one else approaches me, I'll clear the pit and just make sure anyone in there, they're just incapacitated and drug out. So I'm the last one in. And then I'll just say, anyone wants to come and find me, I'm in the tavern.
All right. Well, as soon as you have finished kind of punching those four, you watch as a group of 3 dwarves kind of saunter out. They look very drunk, and they're just gonna start heading towards you.
I'll fight him.
They're going to go bare knuckle, or
Yeah,
are
they're
they
just bare
are they
knuckle
armed?
boxing.
Yeah, I don't have any weapons out. I'm just using my fist.
Okay, you are, I know, but dwarves, they could be shifty little creatures. And
As it stands,
I
it
don't know if they
appears that Azriel is. She is pretty much holding her own. She's dodging out of the way, just like landing blows. They're like swinging their fists after her, trying to grab her. They're working together and flanking her, and she just ducks out of the way and slams them into each other. And before long, without a single scratch on her, the 3 dwarves are unconscious in a pile.
I do a little spin for the applause.
People really seem to like.
what's the money? Is she getting people betting on her? Or are they holding back to?
No, people are betting on her. It seems there's a little bit of gold changing hands here. Her odds have very quickly gotten pretty low. It's like 2-to-1 odds on her. People think that they can tell she's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
How about the rest of you guys?
Is anybody looking around to see who the next favorite is? I mean,
Sure, go ahead,
there's
give me an
there's
insight.
probably a local who everybody thinks, all right, here comes a hot shot. George is going to put her in her place. Whatever.
I'm just eavesdropping on conversations. Like, I want to hear what people are saying about her.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check. Timitar.
Bitch. I quit. I'm done with this.
Refresh your page.
Yeah.
I already did.
Exit out of your browser.
So, Demetari, what you can hear with your 5, people seem generally impressed with her. Mostly, it's like, who is that? Who is that person? No one seems particularly perturbed or anything of that.
I'm gonna make
or that
a
they are
jolly
perhaps.
and just mind link and start telling her the shit people are saying about her.
Nice.
Oh, that's just gonna be encouraging, right? Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing.
yeah.
All right. So, Azrael, you watch as an individual flourishes his way to the edge of the naturally formed circle. He's got a long, flowing set of robes and kind of a cloak that he furls over his shoulder. And from underneath it, he produces 3 small daggers. And he kind of twirls them. And he looks at you, locks eyes, and then he just hurls one at you with great skill.
Oh, I'm a very good acrobatic.
As soon as you dodge out of the way of the first one, he produces another one, hurls it towards you, and he's anticipating this time, and it grazes your leg, and you take 8
Yeah.
piercing damage.
So my AC did go up to 20. So does it?
He had a nat 20 actually.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
he hit so.
So 18 damage. Okay.
8 damage.
So yes, 8 damage on the first one, and then he's gonna throw another knife for 5 damage.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of run up and charge at him and just punch him in the face.
All right. Go ahead. Some attack roll. All right. You bludgeon him a fair bit. Actually, the 20, the 19, and the 27 all hit. And you kind of like knock him back. You can see he's like, he spits and like a glob of blood lands in the sand. And then he reaches down and he draws out 3 more knives. And he's hurled them at you.
All right.
Those blows, they look like they are sapping him any, or it's just drew a little
He looks pretty tired.
blood and,
It doesn't look like he'll be able to take much more than that. 2 more daggers kind of whiz past you, one of them barely missing. A third one does graze your arm, drawing blood, and you take 8 piercing damage. But he
All right.
looks exhausted.
I'm gonna punch him again.
Okay, good punch.
you're brutalizing this guy.
Yeah, apparently my dice, they're
Yeah,
interesting.
33 damage. And you just like kick him and he flies through the crowd like knocking a few people over and he just like doesn't get up.
Yeah, well, I am bleeding from some of those daggers, so there's like blood kind of coming down my face, and I'm just like smiling. It's probably pretty demented.
The does it look like there's a house medic? Anybody in a white robe walk over with a wet washcloth to clean him up or something? Or
He gets dragged away. You don't get to see where he goes. But the rest of the unconscious people similarly got dragged away.
Mhm. Okay, so there's a room in the back probably where they drag these people up on a table and mop their wounds and put them back together.
It seems like. But after you finish knocking the dagger-wielding fellow on his butt, it does not seem like anyone else wants to jump out of the crowd and fight you.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll just like I'll get out of the pit, and I'll just be like, I'll go up to like Demetar and be like, that was so much fun.
She's covered in blood.
Killed
She's
it.
got like dagger wounds on her.
You fucking killed it. That was great.
As soon as you step out of the pit, 2 guys charge each other and like start like grappling, and you hear everyone hit him with the chair, and one of them comes out with a chair and smashes it on the other guy.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we should definitely come back and visit this pit. Any of you guys want to fight? You just jumped
It's kind of
in.
your thing, actually, Azrael. Some of us reserve our bloodlust for actual enemies.
But how do you keep your skills good if you don't practice? I didn't hurt anyone. I mean, they're fine. They're alive.
Can't say that we've had a dearth of targets in the last few weeks.
Wait, so if I got in the pit with you, instead of you beating me to a pulp, could you maybe help me be stronger?
You want me to help you fight someone else?
None, just training, I guess. Like I want to try to be able to do like
We don't have to be in the
Okay.
pit to train. I can train you.
that would be pretty. I mean, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll start to show like I'll kind of show like, okay, so if you want to punch someone, you need to like put your fist like this, right? and then you want to take it back just a little bit, and then just straight, just all the power.
Okay, like this. Oh, I think
Uh,
I pulled something.
maybe we need to do some like weight training. Wait, when was the last time you like lifted something heavy?
Well, there was this one body. He was a
She
pretty big
did 12
man.
ounce curls last night.
Yeah. Maybe you need something that's not a fist. What about a dagger? Here, and I like hand her a dagger, and like, okay, so try to be like quick with it.
Okay, I mean, I'm good with this. You know, I just
Okay.
gotta imagine like I'm you know.
Yeah, maybe that's more your thing.
All right, we'll leave the punching to you.
Yeah. But
Oh,
you know, dagger, you could get good with daggers. You saw that guy. I mean, he actually hit me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you have to admit, the stuff that you do looks way cooler. Anybody can throw a dagger. You look like your
I mean,
hands.
we can work on it. We'll work on it. We'll do a
What are you
training.
talking about? It takes skill to throw a dagger.
Yeah. We'll
Make it
do
stick.
training. We'll work on it. Maybe you can hit someone. You know, it'll take time.
Yeah, it'd be great for me to not be so stiff. Like to be more fluid.
Yeah.
Alright,
We'll
this is
train in
the-
the mornings.
This is the arena in the background while we're chatting. They're providing an ambiance.
So if you've gotten that out of your system, Azrael, maybe we do some reconnoitering on the docks.
Well, don't we need to go talk to Lieutenant? I have Hacky written down. It's probably wrong.
I thought that we'd gotten briefed on as much as we were going to before we.
Well, he said
do
to
our-
talk to Lieutenant Hacky about any details.
He said if you had any further questions, you could go talk to Lieutenant Hackett.
Oh, Hackett. I just have terrible handwriting.
So, do we have any additional questions, or do we have enough to go by? Find the shipment
Well,
from.
if you want to pretend to be a tax person, maybe we should ask some questions about what the tax people look like.
That's what I was talking about, doing a reconnoiter. We go down, look at what the docks, the warehouses look like, and then eventually figure out what a import-export tax assessor collector looks like, and
This
then
should be
have a
fairly
little
easy. As
conversation
everything's
about that.
color coded, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Exactly.
we could do. Okay, so if you just want to do reconnaissance, we can go do that.
I mean, I would have gone and done that while you were bashing in the ring, but I wanted to just see
What,
you
you
enjoy
don't want to
yourself
see
so
me
much.
punch people? But it's
I
like
do
the
want
thing
to see
that
you
I'm
punch
good at.
people. That's what
It's your
I stuck
passion.
around for.
We just like to see an artist at work, you know.
Exactly. That this is you demonstrating the your art, and I would not have missed that.
You said it was nighttime when we were.
Nope, it is not nighttime.
What time is it?
Well, you left at like maybe late. I guess it's mid-afternoon. I guess it's close to nighttime.
Okay, I
Because
mean,
you left it at. You guys did the like discussion with all the townsfolk, and that took probably most of the morning. And then you guys left probably around lunch, and then you've shifted forward a few time zones technically, so it's probably close to nighttime.
Mm.
so we could maybe go and stalk the docks.
Stock the docks. So we will head toward the docking area, looking for uh, warehouses adjacent to the marina, port, what have you, and look for likely spaces where shipments from emperors would wind up.
All right, so you guys are gonna head out of the,
Yeah.
away from the fight pit, out of the mirage, and through the tunnels.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, heading down to the wharfs or what have you. Looking for likely spaces where shipments from Tides Gates would
Okay.
be stashed.
As you leave fight pit, begin to kind of head up the ladder and out of the mirage into the tunnels under Mount Kale. At the base of the ladder, or the steps that you had come down previously, stepping out of the shadows, it is Muse and the rest of the party. They were waiting for you. She kind of looks up. How did
Do you
it go?
see me in the pit?
No, we were waiting here for you. We were worried. You've been gone so long. We didn't know
You
what happened.
you should have seen Azrael. She brutalized those poor saps in the pit. Tell them how you brutalized them, Azrael.
Oh, I punched them, and then they
And
they went unconscious.
so
Very
just remember
excellent.
that if somebody wants to go up against some hard fists and wake up later, by all means, step up.
Yeah, there was one guy. He actually hit me with a dagger, but I got him in the end. A couple daggers actually. But yeah, you
How
should
are
have
you
seen it.
doing? You need a little top up.
I mean, I didn't really heal from the other fight, so I'm definitely bleeding a lot.
Oh, all right. Why don't we see what we can do to fix that? And how much bleeding? A lot?
Like a lot. Like a couple more hits, and I might need a nap.
Oh, actually, okay. Let's.
Because I kind of took a lot of damage from the pyramid. Or no, not the pyramid, the crystal. That was it.
And yeah, by all means, let me know. Let's see how are we doing on
Well, I mean, if we want to wait an hour, I can just use
resources?
some hit dice. It's just we haven't had a short
Um,
rest yet.
yeah, we've not. Do you feel like that would be useful to be able to
Probably, yeah. If I have a short
sit
rest, I'd
and-
probably be better. I probably just need to sit down for an hour. Maybe have a drink,
All right, let's do that. Let you rest, relax. Looking around the Mirage, there's I suppose a space where we could sit and have quiet conversation and not punch anybody.
You may wish to come back up to the Pilgrim's Rest. You can stay down here if you wish. We don't usually spend
We're-
our time down here.
I mean, yeah, I can make it to
We-
Pilgrim's
we-
Rest.
we
I'm
need
not
to head
I'm-
for the
well.
docks eventually. So is it better to go back up to the Pilgrim's Rest and then back down, or I'm assuming that the ports and the warehouses and stuff are downhill from here.
You guys have gone
Yeah,
down a pretty considerable distance. You guys would be able to tell that. all of the steps that you took while you were going through those tunnels were down.
Yeah, but we're underground right now, right?
You're in the mountain. The mountain's 4,000 feet tall.
Yeah, so like all the tunnels and stuff are underground, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if there's a way to exit to the ground from here.
There
I
are.
mean,
There is? Okay.
But you guys haven't
Yeah.
been out those
we can,
ways.
but why? Let's, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The shipments and the warehouses would likely be downhill from us. So rather than going back up to the Pilgrim's Rest, and down again, would seem to be excess.
When we were walking, did I see markings that showed kind of like an exit?
What do you mean?
Well, you said that there were markings to the tunnel here from when we entered to show the way to get to the Mirage. When we were walking, were there markings that showed like ways to get like above ground? Like to exit without exiting where we were?
Not through the tunnels you came. The tunnel that you were going through, it was pretty much just the markings told you how to go towards the Mirage.
Okay, I guess we could ask Muse. Muse, is there a way to get out of these tunnels without going all the way back?
If you wish to exit into the city, there are
Angela,
ways.
why is it we're wanting to exit? What's the
Well, that's how we're
what's the point of exiting?
underground. So if we want to go
Yeah.
to the docks, we need to get above ground.
Do we?
Yeah.
Muse, is that right? Do we have to go above ground to get to the docks and the warehouses, or is there a more direct path through the tunnels we're in?
There are tunnels that will head into the city proper. I don't know if you're headed towards the Imperial docks. Then yes, one of the other passageways will get you a little bit closer. At least you'll be at sea level.
Okay. So then
Right,
yeah,
that's-
let's
that's
drink
the aim.
here and then we'll exit to the city level.
You keep saying exit. I don't know where the exit comes in.
There's dozens of exits from the Mirage. It's one of the reasons it's relatively safe from the city guard is anytime that the guard come in here, everyone clears out. There's no one for them to find. And even then, they'd never be able to find their way through the maze under the mountain.
Yeah, because the docks aren't under the mountain. So eventually we can take tunnels to get to sea level,
Yeah,
but eventually we need to exit.
assuming that the warehouses are not also underground.
I don't think they are. This is all the Thieves Guild's tunnels.
I don't know why that wouldn't be. Perhaps it is. I mean, Toravir Deep is entirely under the mountain.
Yeah, but I don't.
I wouldn't.
I don't think in this city. I think under the mountain is a Thieves Guild. The docks aren't underground. They're gonna be on the ocean.
Yeah, the docks are, but I
Right.
mean, when they offload from the docks, where does that happen?
Probably
And
above
into this
ground in the city.
is-
This is the
What?
Thieves Guild. This is the Thieves
All
Guild
right, I don't speak
maze.
Thieves Guild, so you tell me.
This maze is used by what was the name of the Thieves Guild?
The Ebon Shade.
The Ebonshade. The maze belongs to them. The warehouses
Well,
belong.
and others. There are other things within the mazes underneath Mount Kale, but no, the Emperor and his compatriots have their own buildings and other things in the city proper.
So that's where the warehouses are going to be. Because this is a legitimate warehouse that we're trying to look at. The Emperor isn't going to have his stuff underground.
Emperor's warehouse, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking for.
True. All right.
Okay. But anyways,
So let's find
um,
something somewhere between here and the Emperor's Warehouse where you can rest and
well,
catch your
what about
breath.
we could
And
just
we
the tavern here. We could just drink
bandage
mute.
you up a little bit.
We could drink here and
We've
then head
already
out.
gone out of the Mirage. We stepped out.
Well, I mean, we literally, it's like right around the corner. We just go back in and get a drink and then head out.
Muse, what do you think? Would you go back into the Muse, or do you know another spot that's good for libation and patching up bloody monkish types?
We are going to head back up to the Pilgrim's Rest, but you are welcome to stay here. Your rooms will be
right.
available.
All right. We'll catch up with you later back at the Pilgrim's Rest. All right, let's go back in and see if we can get a table in the Mirage.
Yeah.
Are we all right with that? All right, let's do that.
I'm gonna take a short rest.
Oh.
Probably just sit and
All right.
drink some spice wine.
There are quite a few tables and other places that you can go and rest here. Pretty much no one is bothering you while you guys are resting and relaxing here at the Mirage. But at the end of your short rest, would you guys like to head towards the exit into the western part of the city of Thalassa?
Yes, we
the
want to go
docks.
into the city of Thalassa.
To the docks. Right. After resting, spending a little bit of time, you begin to head down again more steps towards the city. With
Are we on the surface at this point?
I don't know. You don't know that.
Do-
You haven't gotten
do
out
we-
yet.
Okay, we haven't gotten out yet. I wanted to see. It
With
wasn't
Snow
clear.
leading the
Right.
way, identifying the symbols and iconography of an exit and the other things that he recognizes.
No, before you lead us out, do you think you could find us a sneaky way to get close to the warehouses by the docks that would be like surreptitious, sneaky kind of thing?
Sure.
Good, let's do that.
I'm gonna do that.
I mean, I thought that's what you guys wanted to do.
Oh yeah, I just want to make it clear that that's what we're doing. We're role playing this too.
Okay. Have you not been role playing? Pretty much everything you guys say, I assume it's in character.
Yeah,
Only
in
if I say I'm not
general.
a character.
Okay. All right. So Snow leads you the best he can, kind of reading the symbols and other such things, away towards the western side of the city. And eventually you come to a similar exit that you had recognized as the one that came through Pilgrim's Rest Inn.
This is the one that's close to the docks. Do the signs here say anything about, two lefts to sneak into the Imperial Warehouse or something like that?
Doesn't say anything that specific.
No, it's not that specific. This isn't Tom Tom.
All right. Pressing the button, the door slides open, and you find yourselves looking out onto a rather small side street of some sort. You appear to be under a number of stone buildings,
Alleyway or something?
an alleyway.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
Kind of looking off to your left, you can see the steps kind of climb up towards another street, some other buildings, and you can see Mount Kale in the distance. The storm clouds have cleared, and poking out through these tufts of gray above you, you can see stars. To your right, you can see a rather well-lit street, a number of buildings, and you can kind of tell that it climbs down. You're not all the way at sea level yet, but in the distance, you can see a number of red-tiled roofs and other kind of fancy things here and there. Snow, with your head, you spot what looks to be about 5 or 6 soldiers pass in front of the opening of the road on this alleyway, and then they disappear. They were all wearing what appeared to be gray robes.
They tell us that was the Imperial.
I don't think anyone's
Is that
told you
the
that
city
yet.
guard?
I don't think anyone's told you that yet.
Snow, you're you're our guide to the sneaky. Is that city guard kind of folk?
Looks like it.
Hey,
I
gray
would say
robes, got it.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
I mean, they were definitely armed. So
How
we'll make
far
a note
away
of what.
were they when they were walking by?
I don't know, 20, 30 feet. You're in a little alleyway. They didn't notice you.
What's the lighting like here?
You are in darkness. They were in bright light from torches.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
And so, time of day, you say torches. So torches are lit. It's
It is pretty much nighttime.
dusk or later. Nighttime. Got it.
It took you guys probably another hour to get out of the mirage. So you guys probably spent an hour getting down into the mirage. You spent an hour, at least an hour talking to Vertigan and then taking a short rest, and then you spent another hour getting out. So it's easily been, it's nighttime now.
So my recommendation is that we keep to the shadows, keep out of line of sight of city guard and imperial entanglements, and see if we can find ourselves a likely warehouse where shipments from name of the place.
Tidesgate. Well, there's a lot of shipments that go through Tidesgate. So
Mhm.
it's more than just the Imperial. Like, I think when we want to be looking more for like the Emperor's like warehouse, things that go specifically to the Emperor.
Yes, that's kind of what I meant. Was the Emperor's warehouse is going to have
Yeah.
the imperial sigil sorts of things on it, saying here's the important stuff, and then of course the guard will be very official looking rather than just your sloppy night sentry kinds of folk. So we'll go surreptitiously so as not to draw undue attention, find ourselves looking for an imperial style warehouse.
So, because of the fact that there's certain members of our party, Snow, and probably myself, who have maybe in a past life done some unsavory things and may have stolen stuff from warehouses before, would this history of kind of understanding how the docks work, even if it's not these docks, but docks in general, and kind of having stolen stuff maybe from them previously, give us advantage on an investigation check?
Maybe.
As in yes? Okay.
Some of you are capable of turning into a bat and seeing things from the sky.
That's true. I was planning on doing that.
Snow yells,
So
bat!
yeah, what
And then he turns into a bat and flies away.
you send up a drone.
I can imagine Snow doing that.
I'm a bat.
That's you. You're, what's his name from What We Do in the Shadows? You yell, bat! And then you turn into a bat and fly away. Uh,
I'm a bat. Boop.
yes, Snow just into a bat, and then squeaking just flutters off into the night. It is hard to tell from this angle what is what. Snow, can I get a perception check? I cannot remember if you get to use your own stats as bat.
Says, while I'm in the form, I retain intelligence, wisdom, charisma scores.
Okay, then the perception score is your own, so you get to use your own perception check. Not good. It's alright. What you can tell as you're kind of flying around over on top of everything is that there is I guess I'll say it's pretty easy to tell what you're looking for. There is a set of docks that is probably about 8 of them with like large masted ships moored there. And around those docks, there are a number of warehouses. And then fencing those warehouses in, there is an interior set of walls. So whatever is there is probably important and well defended.
All right. So, keeping to the shadows, I want to move toward the fence and the surrounding these warehouses, and look for how's it guarded? What's the are they doing patrols? They look like there are sentries, tower posts.
Sure, go ahead and give me a perception check. As you guys are kind of maneuvering your way down into the city along the side streets, you can see it's quite bustling. Simultaneously, there are quite a few guards. You recognize them now in their gray robes, spears at the ready, these kind of large like nasal helms, cheek guards, great colorful frills on top in purples and reds, marching through the city streets. There are a lot of as well, kind of now that you're able to see a little bit of the city better. On this side, there's like one of the kind of like feet of the mountain as it comes down. It is a little bit higher than everything else. It heads right out to the sea, and then there's a sheer cliff face falling off of it. And that, constructed on top of that, you can tell is probably the Imperial Complex. It kind of rises over everything else, and the sea itself. It's covered in like fancy gardens and towers and other things. You can see all kinds of people kind of milling about through it. Great plinths of stone everywhere. And running along that foot to the mountain is a very large city street that is still bustling with activity. You can tell that is probably the God's Walk. David, you're kind of having trouble as you get kind of closer to it. You're kind of having to stick to the shadows and keeping an eye out. You can see the walls, you can see a few towers, but how they're distributing their soldiers and how everything else is working, it is unclear to you. Azrael, you can spot that they seem to be maneuvering in there appear to be quite a few of them up there. They're in pairs, marching along the walls. There's soldiers on guard towers. It is well lit on the exterior.
We find a main gate, or there small subsidiary gates, and who's going in and out?
As far as you can tell, at this hour, the people coming and going from some of the gates around it, it's just soldiers. And they're all wearing the gray robe.
So, Javid, you and I can both look like soldiers, right?
Mm-hmm. Or workers, or what have you. I was kind of hoping
Yeah.
for it to get in.
I don't know. I mean, Snow can turn into a bat.
Snow is
That was
actively
already
flying.
a bat.
He's a
Oh,
bat
he's
flying over this whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
He's identified there's probably 3 separate warehouses. They're massive. There's still workers in one of them moving crates
Okay.
around, like great cranes lifting boxes. They're like still actively emptying one of the ships.
Okay, so the issue is how to get Briar and Demetari inside.
I can get small and you can carry me.
That is true. You can't get real
Somebody's got
tiny.
a cloak of the mountebank, right? For
Yeah, but
Oh,
seeming to be something.
yeah, that cloak. Isn't there like outfits and stuff though? It's like pre-made.
Oh, are
Or
you talking about the thing that Briar has?
oh,
The
I
jacket?
could be wrong. Or is there something else that will change your appearance?
Briar has a jacket that will, that has like older styled
Oh,
clothing, and then I can mean, in theory, I could teleport somewhere, but I feel like
yeah, but then you would be seen on the other side.
pretty much.
Well, how far can you teleport,
Oh,
and
no,
what's our story?
I've already used my invisibility, unfortunately. So if we were to take a long rest, I'd be able to turn one person invisible, but I can't do that now.
Mhm.
Like I said, you can just put me in your pocket.
Yeah, so if if we have a long rest, then I can put Briar. I can look like. Let me make sure these aren't both concentration. I don't think they are. Yeah, no, they're not. Okay, so yeah, so I could disguise self and turn someone invisible, and that would get everyone on the other side.
Mhm.
But I can't do that now. I need to sleep for 8 hours before I can do
Mhm.
that.
So probably best if we reconnoiter for a bit and identify who's going in and out, to maybe find out, like if we see somebody who seems to be authority figure who's wearing a particular funny hat, that we could put that on and walk in unquestioned, unchallenged. Let's just sort of scope it out and get the lay of this before we go barging in, which has been our custom, I know, and has had mixed success, but perhaps gathering information before we go crashing along might make sense in this case. So let's see. Do we identify a principal gate? Do we see perhaps subsidiary gates and who goes in and out of those? What other kinds of things would be interested in finding out?
I mean, I would just clock the guards to see if I can identify any type of rank structure.
You'd probably be able to tell they have a very clear rank structure. There's, just regular old guards. For reference, the, kind of visual aesthetic of the city is very, Greco-Roman. So they kind of look like Roman soldiers.
Mhm. So the brass are wearing actual brass.
Azrael would be able to spot, as you're kind of loitering around outside of these gates, Azrael would be able to spot that at one point, very briefly on the inside, she saw someone in a military uniform with a white cloak and golden embroidery, and was surrounded by probably a half dozen of the fellows in gray.
So that's probably the military head. Or the,
Yeah.
maybe the
Person of
emperor.
rank. Oh, I wouldn't expect to see the Emperor down on the docks. You?
Well, okay, maybe somebody of the emperor. I don't know enough about how the Imperial works. Maybe we should go and ask some questions at the Pilgrim's Inn. What does somebody in a white cloak and gold, what are they?
Maybe, yeah, go pump Muse and friends for
Yeah,
information to lead us to a more successful infiltration.
yeah, because it's would it be beneficial to have to look like that guy? Or would it be more beneficial to just look like a generic guard?
Mhm. Yeah, be curious if I don't suppose they have done an infiltration to the Imperial yards, but maybe they know somebody who has, and
Well, they might have
word
at
gets
some
around.
point.
And
I mean, the only reason they're not doing it now is because of some business deal they have. They don't want their guys caught down here.
well, but I don't know about Muse. Didn't we get the impression that they're kind of new
Oh,
at
no, no,
this?
no, 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 not Muse. We can ask them. I mean, Muse might not know, but the Lieutenant Hatchet, right? He might know because
Right,
Vergus
we could
is
pump
guys.
Hatchet for
Huh?
info, and
Yeah.
now that we've got a little more information, we can say, yeah, what about this guy in white that you saw, and
Yeah.
uh,
I mean,
what do you?
we can ask Muse too, but
I'm,
we could
I'm
also
sure
ask Hatchet.
they've cracked this particular walnut getting into the Imperial yards. So yeah, let's see what we can learn with a little more observation. Maybe when Snow quits flitting around, we can see what he's learned, and then go talk to Hatchet, and then
Hackett.
devise a plan.
Oh, Hackett.
Thank you, Hatchet.
Hack it. I don't know. Okay.
Upon hearing my name, I'm gonna flutter down and hang upside down in Javid's beard.
Javid didn't have a beard; he's an elf.
Now, have his big old elf ears in.
Suddenly there's a bat in your on your face, and
Damn it, Snow! I mean, what did Azrael say about touching without getting consent? Huh?
Consent is important.
What?
Snow.
Azrael, you want to smack this guy and
I was about to say, she's gonna flick you up and
Yeah,
toss you.
I'll just flick him.
Flutter outside of her reach.
No, I'm gonna attack.
all right? So yeah, so have you learned anything important about the layout, about the movement of uh, guards and various parties within the Imperial yards and that sort of thing?
Yes. I'm gonna relay
Good.
all my information.
All right.
That's what
Snow
we're
had
counting on you for.
pretty good information about the internal layout, the building orientations, which ones are warehouses and which ones are just random buildings within the Imperial Dock. He knows a lot. He has seen pretty much everything in there at this point. As well, he probably would have been able to see the fellow in white a little bit better, and could probably tell that he was likely a military officer of some kind.
Do the military here seem like they are simply guarding the emperor's interests, or are they preparing for something, excursion or what have you? Do they seem at all affected by what's going on with the Astrinium? They're not mobilizing, are they?
Nope, just guarding the docks.
Okay.
So maybe, and we can maybe confirm with Muse and Lieutenant Hackett. But maybe we come back tomorrow, and Javid and Agil look like military officers. Um, Briar can be tiny in Agil's pocket. Agil can turn Demetari invisible, and then Snow can be a bat, and then we just walk right in, ask where the shipment is, and then go and get it.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds like a plan. I thought we were going to have to maybe escort a visitor in, but you've covered everyone. We don't need.
Yeah, Romney's making beer.
Uh,
We don't, he can. We'll catch up with him later.
All right. Just so you guys are aware, Snow cannot turn into a bat in daylight. He can only do that at night.
Well, that's why I said come back tomorrow night.
Okay.
It says in low light. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. It matters the background light.
Right, but you wouldn't be able to fly through the air in daylight.
Yeah.
Like you
You
have
do it in the
that.
building.
You could do it in a building or underground, but not like through open
Well,
air.
just come back at night.
I'll just use my 30 plus fucking stealth to get into the building and then turn into a bat.
That would probably work. All right. Well, if you guys are going to go and take a long rest and then come back the following night, we can probably stop here. And with you guys heading up the God's Walk back to the Pilgrim's Rest Inn. And yep. By the time you guys get there, it will be probably midnight. It is a considerable hike up that mountain.
Okay.
Well, good strength.
From
all right. Yeah, I'm feeling the thigh. Good burn.
yeah, it is from the doors of the Imperial Palace to Pilgrim's Rest Inn. It is 2 miles and 2,000 feet of elevation.
Sweet Jesus.
Cheap.
It is
What if I
steep.
cheated and just used the mountebank? Okay.
You could do that.
No, we talked about it. You need to train. You need endurance training.
I need water. But you're right. It's, fine.
Still nighttime. It's right. It's nighttime, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Demetari, if
I'm gonna use my flying speed just over and over again to fly up the mountain.
Demetari, if you ever get your bag of holding, can we call it your body bag?
Please do.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope I see you guys next week.
Yep. Thanks.
See you guys.
All right. Bye.